everyone, it's me Crafty, and it's part 2 of my day 59 of the 100-day challenge. I remembered what that fourth item was that I was thankful or grateful for, or have gratitude for. And on the weekend, what I had done was I made up this list, and it was for chores in my house, and the whole chore thing that was divided between the boys, my kids and everything. The old system wasn't working. I mean, it was constant grumbling, fighting, arguing, protesting. They're going on strike because somebody always felt that they maybe had a little bit, like, it was unfair. Certain chores were deemed worse than others, I guess, on the whole hierarchy of the chore list. And it was like, if somebody had to do dishes and then say had to change the cat litter or something, it was like, you know, like the worst of the, you know, of all the chores kind of thing. It was just like, you know, there's this conflict all the time, and constant issues and stuff, and so it just wasn't working. And then another thing was coming home at the end of the day, trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to make for supper, and, you know, trying to, you know, go through your freezers or whatever it is and make something, because I never really planned out meals ahead of time, unless it was like on weekends or whatever. But for the work week, it was kind of helter-skelter, and make whatever it could make, and there wasn't a lot of thought and effort put into our weekday meals, really, like during the work week. That being said, coupled with the chores, it was stressful, and especially if we had evening activities that we had to rush off to. So it was like, come home trying to think, okay, what the hell am I going to make for supper, try to get supper on the table, and then try to get everybody out the door, you know, so that we're not late for whatever it is we're doing that night or whatever. So on the weekend, I was in a real loving, kind of thoughtful, peaceful mood, and so I came up with this new system. And what I had done was, first of all, I planned menus for the first 2 weeks, supper menus, and because that's the only meal that we actually get to sit down and commune with each other while we, you know, rehash our days and whatnot and that type of thing. So anyway, so I planned out supper menus, and that was fine. And then what I done is I assigned each child to a specific day, and that day they're responsible for being, I guess, the kitchen helper for the day. They have to help me cook, because my kids really can't cook. I mean, if they make scrambled eggs or I don't know, noodles or something, mac and cheese, or, you know, whatever, simple kind of out of the box type foods or out of the can type foods, I mean, they think they're cooking and that's not my version of cooking. So anyway, they have to help prep for the meal. They have to, you know, help actually cook the meal, and it'll be up to them to you know, monitor cooking times and all this kind of stuff for the day, and then they got to do all the dishes for that day too. And you know what, it's working so amazing. There isn't the nagging, the complaining, the whining, the protesting. They feel, I think, that it's more fair, because before, if somebody had to say do the kitchen, or yeah, say if they had to do the dishes for one day and then had to also change the cat litter or something, there'd be like this huge protest or whatever. And if somebody had to clean the bathroom and then go and take out garbage, I don't know, it was like, in their own minds, they kind of had this whole hierarchy of the chores, and certain chores were worse than others, and, you know, and that type of thing. And I guess they just didn't feel that it was fair. And I would try to split it up during the week so that it wasn't the same person doing the same things, but it would still cause protest, because if it was their particular day to do something that perhaps wasn't so glamorous, and do a chore that day that seemed a little worse than something like clearing off the table or whatever, there would be resentment towards the other sibling because they kind of got the easy chore for that day. Or if there was a pot that needed to be soaked because say stuff was stuck to it or whatever, and they would leave that soak overnight or whatever, the next day the following child would have a protest and would refuse to wash that pot because that belonged to the other. It was just all this kind of petty kind of stuff that was going on and whatnot. And so anyway, thought, well, let's try a new system here. And you know what? It's working so wonderful. It's like, if it's your day, then, you know, you do what you got to do. And I mean, there's none of this, well, so-and-so has like easier chores for that day, or, you know, anything like that. It's, no, you're it for that day, and you're my helper, and you're gonna do what you gotta do, and I'll do what I gotta do, and, you know, and then take into consideration, you know, things too, like with regards to the supper menu, like, you know, what would they like to see on there, and it's all posted so they know exactly what they're gonna have for supper each night, and takes so much of the stress and the worry away. Because I mean, you could spend 20 minutes going through your kitchen cupboards and going through your freezers and your fridge, and you're trying to figure out like, what the hell am I gonna make, and you know, that kind of thing. And this way it's done, you know. And since we started doing this, our suppers are like an hour earlier than what they used to be. So, and I'm not the only one doing everything all the time, so that's really nice. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. It's an easier system, and it just seems to be really working really well. And when it comes to teenagers, I mean, it's really important to have them feel like it's, you know, like they're included in on planning and things like that too. So, and it's working. They like it, and I'm thankful for that. So that's my video. That was the 4th item, the one I forgot, but I remembered. So there's hope for my memory yet. So anyway, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.